Guys, this is my breakfast. I have to make Clay breakfast too, and I am sleepy. But we have a lot of things to do today. We have to go get some things for an upcoming bird auction. We have to get some supplies that we forgot. So we have to take a trip to Mecca, the next town over. So it takes us about half an hour to go to the store, but by the time we're done, anytime we leave our house, it's at least a 4 hour trot, no less, just of everything that we have to do. With that, let's talk about my weight loss, my dishes, my breakfast, and all that.
We gotta stop and get water.
We gotta stop and get water. So it sounds like another water hole video because I know a lot of people enjoyed that and had a lot of questions about it. So we'll do some research on it too, just because we enjoy that type of thing. Okay, my breakfast. I am down on my weight. I lose 2 pounds a week. I used to work for Weight Watchers, but I worked in the office and I never weighed more than 100 pounds at that time, and I was like 25. But here's my breakfast. 2 eggs, plain toast. Not that it has to be plain, but I'm tired and I just want to eat. And a cup of coffee with Coffee Mate creamer because I can't take the junky stuff, so I eat Coffee Mate. And I can't do the milk because that adds on the pounds. I used to do milk when my kid was little because I'm a big coffee drinker and I didn't want him to spill coffee on him. Okay, my plates and dishes. I want to talk to you about these. I know I talked a little bit about them in a previous video, but I have a lot of new followers. These are family dishes. I wanted them a long time ago, but I'm not a fighter. My sister wanted them, so she got them, and that was fine because obviously my sisters and I and my family, we're all good friends too. So she told me, she goes, Ruthie, I just don't want these anymore. So she asked me if I wanted them. I said, yeah, I'll take those. So I decided to keep them. But part of the reason I like them is the story behind them. My relatives were smugglers. For real. Kinda. What happened was a great uncle that I never knew, didn't know, whatever, was in the German war, World War II. And he was smuggling guns, of all things, inside these plates back to the U.S. Now, he may have been concerned that his family was going to get attacked. He may have just wanted the guns for fun, which is what I kind of thought was the story. But he sent all these plates to somebody in my family, a great aunt that didn't have any children, and somehow it trickled down through the relatives to me. So I like the background story. The plates weren't really the item of thievery, but the guns, I don't know where they ended up, but I got the plates and I enjoy it. I think it's a neat story. Now, up until this year, I thought I was 100% German, which is kind of fun with the story because all my relatives fought in World War II, Germans against Germans. My family, actually, my parents and everything were all from Lancaster and that area. And now I found out this year after DNA test in my family that my family is like 96 point or 99 point Swiss. Now, in the Bible, it talks about don't get into genealogies. And I think through this experience, I learned why not. Because people talk about DNA testing and all this stuff. And my sister told me, because she's the one that did the DNA test, she said it's involved. Because originally, I guess my family came from, like, I think my grandmother came over on the boat from Austria, and this German people, a lot of them lived in Switzerland, and then they probably moved to Germany and, came over on the boat with William Penn uh, to hit Pennsylvania, because that's where a lot of the, Pennsylvania Dutch, which is basically my parents grew up Pennsylvania Dutch, and I ate as a child Pennsylvania Dutch, and now it's funny too because when I met Clay in New York State, it's a big group of Amish and Mennonite people, and we live among the Amish and Mennonites up here. We're not Amish and Mennonite, but I mean, there's just like we know other friends. We know John and Levi and people like, not people like that, but Amish, I mean, it's just like everybody else. They're people too, you know. I laughed one time. I went to the auction and I was almost embarrassed because somebody yells out, "There's Amish here," and I'm thinking, oh, because they're just, you know, it's like someone saying, "I see fruit," because they didn't realize, you know, that, you know, like just like other people. So anyway, that's the story on the dishes. Kind of a fun little story. I'll tell you the story on my coffee cup. My husband and I raised Brahma chickens, and my husband saw these little coffee cups, and he bought him and I both a Brahma coffee cup. So it was just fun, but it's fun to learn about other people's lives. You know, you may not think your life is exciting, but if you know, you start telling people, you know, on your YouTubes a little bit about yourself, and you'd be surprised. It's very interesting to other people. I love learning about other people, and actually the Bible says something like, I don't know if it's exactly what it was meant by that, but I think of it this way sometimes, like our lives are living epistles, something like that, and basically like books, you know. So it's fun to read someone else's book, you know, their story, you know, and learn about other people, how they live, and usually their story teaches you, you know, so good or bad, you know, you don't have to make their mistakes, and you can learn from their good things too. So anyway, that was the story on these dishes. If you want to see a clean one, because I have to cook my husband breakfast. This is a clean one, which has a piece of toast on it. But I'll say this too before I close out the video. Why am I eating before my husband? You may want to know this. Because I have low blood sugar, and some days I get up, I'm like foggy in the head, I'm not all awake. It just kind of goes with it. I have to make sure I eat something every couple hours, or I start getting like a little feeling junky. But I'm usually pretty good about it because I've done it so my whole life, you know. But so, I mean, if I don't eat for a while, I'll start to space out and be like, you know, weird. But if you have low blood sugar, you'll know it. You don't have to guess. You'll know it. But usually, like, if I start to feel like, I start to feel really out of it, I mean, I immediately eat something right away. But that's, I mean, it's not like a big deal because all you gotta do is eat. So if I feel, you know, you'll be so hungry you won't be able to stand it. I have a video somewhere in our my grades of videos. You can look up Popo Backyard Farm, how I feel with my low blood sugar, to kind of see how you feel. You just, you know, like I said, it feels like you're shaky, you're super hungry, you feel like you can eat a horse, and if you don't eat, it can be very dangerous. You can actually go into a coma. I've never been in a coma. Alright, I'm gonna get silly. My personality is clown. So I'm getting chatty this morning, so you get the picture. I have to eat sometimes before I feed my husband. So he's having eggs. Are you listening, honey, what you having?
Eggs and potatoes?
No potatoes, because I have to cook them first. But how about sausage?
Yeah, how come there's no potatoes? You had some left over from that.
Because I fed them to the chickens.
Alright.
He goes, how come there's no potatoes? Because I accidentally didn't think, and I fed them to the chickens with the slop yesterday. The chicken slop. They had grapes and potatoes. Okay, so, hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to get my husband's breakfast done, and I'm going to eat, because I've been chatty.
About time.
Hey, if I didn't cook for my husband, or get him a glass of water, or do things, my husband would starve. He would wait all day if I didn't cook him a meal. I mean, I'm always pushing food at him like a mother. Eat, Clay, you gotta eat. Eat, Clay, eat.
I'm not Santa Claus.
Yeah, but you gotta eat because he's got high blood sugar, and you can't let that go because you can go lows. But I'm always shoving food in his face. I keep track of his weight, too. I try to keep him nice and trim. So, but I cook, I do all the dishes, I do all that stuff. But if I wouldn't cook for my man, he'd starve. So anyway, he's having eggs, toast, sausage, and all that this morning. That's your menu this morning, love.
I'm ready for breakfast.
He's ready for breakfast. Okay, so I'm going to eat and cook at the same time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you liked my stories. Check out my Brahma chickens. Check out my video on low blood sugar.
And remember.
And remember, big or small, you too can have a backyard farm. Ruthie and Clay Popo at the Popo Backyard Farm. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And we'll see you in the next video. God bless.